All right, says we are live, getting this all set up, and then I'm actually going to go live on Instagram right now too. I'm Jocelyn McClellan. If you haven't seen me live before, I absolutely, positively love going live. We're going to do things differently today. We're going to go live on YouTube and I'm live over on Instagram. So I'm going to be talking to this camera right here, but you can still see what it is that I'm doing. So I'm creating a super, super, super easy eye. This easy eye is one that makes your eyes popped. I did it this week, earlier within the week, and everybody in my stories was like, whoa, your eyes are popping. And this is actually a fan favorite from years ago. It is something that trended. It did so well because it truly is so, so simple. I'm going to break it down super easy for you with this eye look. It's just going to be pretty much focusing on these two colors right here, Crush right here, and Kin right here, Crush and Kin. That is going to be the main focus. I always want to go in with a color. I'll use Chai right here. I always use a color like this, especially when working with hooded eyes. So that is what I do. Right now, I have my skin prepped with just pretty much two simple basic things. I got my vitamin C on my skin. I let that sit a good hot minute. And then I went and there's this skincare. It's Oliveda Skincare. Absolutely love it. I have 002 on my skin. It's kind of like F59. Those two are a lot alike. I massage it into the skin to help to not need, I don't use Botox. And so it's helped kind of tighten the skin. It makes it kind of numb. There's a product in it called Paracrest. I use it 2 times a day. You ease your way into it, and that is what you do. So let's dive in. We'll make this short and sweet and to the point. I always want to start off with my eye primer. I use an eye primer that is called, it's from Sigma. It is Persuade Eye Primer is what it is. It helps hide veins. It helps with discoloration. It helps add like its own eyeshadow to it. And so if you're on Instagram, if you comment the word eye primer, on Facebook too, or sorry, on YouTube, if you want to comment that too, we can get you the link for the eye primer as well. I'll also link things on YouTube in the post, but you can always find things over on Instagram and the link in my bio as well. And that's how we will roll this out. If you want to ask questions on Instagram, you totally can too as well. And I'll try and pay as close to attention as I can with that. So first I'm going to go in with Chai. This is a super, super easy eye. This eye, I wanted to make this eyeshadow for beginners because a lot of people tell me they don't know what to do with their eye. And I just wanted something simple. Now, when you have hooded eyes, one of the biggest problems that people with hooded eyes has is they tend to not go high enough. And so because they don't go high enough, they can't see the eyeshadow look. And so what you want to do is you initially want to start the shadow with this neutral color. Always start with a neutral color. It makes it way, way easier. When you're done, can you let us know the face serum and the skin products? I did state that. So the skincare products that I use is from Oliveda. It's the vitamin C F83, and then it is 002. Those are the 2 skincare products that I used. And then I always put sunscreen on after the fact. So super, super simple. You have to do, I have a whole, over on Instagram, I have a whole thing on morning skincare. You have to do it for 4 different things. You have to do it for your, the area that you live in, the makeup that you're going to be wearing, because if it's liquid, cream, or powder, it's going to make a difference. Then you have to do it for if it's humid or dry where you live. And then you have to do it for if you are super active. Like, are you sweating a lot in the day and all of that. I get my Saint holiday order. I love that. That is so awesome. All right. And your morning skincare totally matters. So email me fitmissionmakeup@gmail.com if you need help with skincare, because morning skincare and nighttime skincare are not alike. And if somebody tells you they are, they're not wanting the best for you. You got to do your skincare different. All right. Next, I'm going to go in with the color called, super, super easy. It's the color called Kin. So I already did Chai. I'm going to go in with Kin next. And Kin is this purple color. It does have some shimmer to it. We're going to put Kin on this outer corner right here. And I'm just working in stipples. And when you work in stipples, it just helps set it into place a lot better. All right. And then I'm going to do it on the other side. I have a random hair. Over on YouTube, if you want to say hi. Also on YouTube, there's a link that I put in the write-up of this. This is going to be linked with everything that I'm using. Tiara, if you want to set up an automation for, actually, I think this is pretty much the same. If on Instagram, if you comment the word NOV17, you are going to get this look. Now I'm going to go in with a brush that doesn't have any color on it. And I'm like, I haven't put any fresh color on it. I'm just using that brush to stipple some more. And what this does for anybody that's a beginner eye person, all this does is neutralize out and make sure we don't have any harsh line of demarcation. And that's one of the hardest things that people struggle with when they're beginners. Get a brush that does not have eyeshadow on it, and you're just going to balance out that line of demarcation. It's easier when you do it on the very first one too, and it really helps it. Okay, and then the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that when you have hooded eyes or very wrinkly eyelids, that you go in and check that you got in the creases. Most of the time, people don't get in the creases and they think that they have, but they have not. So this is when you want to make sure you move the skin and get in there really well. And then balance all that out, okay? All right, next we're gonna go in, you can go in with a finger to the Crush color, all right? So Crush is like the soda drink, Crush, and I'm gonna put Crush right down here on this base. So on my lower eyelid, and with having hooded eyes or wrinkly eyelids with mature skin, you just keep it on the lower eyelid. Don't go into that wrinkle. Just keep it well onto the lower eyelid. Then we're going to grab a brush and just make sure that we have kind of gotten it all in there evenly. And then again, work in stipples. A lot of times when people make the mistakes, they do a lot of windshield wiping, and we're just keeping things in stipples. I wanted this eyeshadow for beginners to really focus on just those key things, because that's where people really struggle with the most, is they don't realize how to use the brushes. And without using the brushes to the level that you're at, that's where the look can look really different. Okay, now I'm going to go in with an eyeshadow. Even though this is a 3 eyeshadow look, I just use those. I treat this like my other color in here is a liner. I actually use liners or use eyeshadows for my liners. You always want to go in with a smaller brush, but you always want to tap. So anytime, because that's where people start to think that they're getting fallout, but they just really need to tap. And then I go right up to the lashes. I go into the lashes. I don't go up on top of it. I go into the lashes. You can also take a black color, but with the black color, so that color was called Cocoa. This color is called Salem. When you go in with that black color, make sure you tap off the excess. Keep your eye open and get into the lashes themselves. So you're really going to wiggle those lashes. I call that getting in the jungle. And then this is going to, I don't get into the waterline, I get into the lash line, and that's going to make your lashes look fuller. Now, I don't want to put the black on the inner corner because I think that that is too harsh. So I'm going to go back into that Cocoa. And again, you can do this whole entire thing with one color. I'm just giving you options. But I don't want the black on the inner corner because it can, like I said, look more harsh. So I'm going in with that brown instead. See? And then on the outside, we're looking to lift up. We're not following the full shape of the eye. We're looking for a lift. So when we have mature skin, and we're doing our eyeshadow look with mature skin, you start to notice when you're a kid, your eyes don't droop down as much. But when, for some reason, when we're doing makeup, we tend to follow it down. We don't want to follow it all the way down. We want to stop about right here. And then we want to lift up this outer edge. Or if it's easier for you, then start on the base with the angle of the brush pointed up. Seint has a brush that's called the Etch brush. I just don't have it handy with me next to me because mine got dirty on a trip. And so I'm using this brush, but this brush you can find in my Shop My on Instagram. Or if you're on YouTube, you can comment for the brush. This is brush E21, and you can ask for the link for it. But again, I'm going in with Cocoa. I'm going to take that Salem right into the eye. I'm keeping my eye open. The reason the eye is open is because when you close it, a lot of people can have a tendency to have it bleed down lower into the eye. If you're somebody that has a hard time that the powders with the eyeshadows tend to fall, then you can grab a setting spray. Make sure you always shake it. And then you grab a setting spray, you spray the setting spray, just one spray, or can I do this so that people can see it? You spray the setting spray on it, just one or don't miss it. Just one spray. And then I will pull out that color. You can tap off that extra. And yes. Okay, so the people that want the link to the E21 brush that's on Instagram, you comment the word 411. The people on YouTube that want the brush to the E21, then you're just going to comment for the brush in the comments for YouTube. But Instagram, comment 411 to get the links to my brush. It's going to be under the Shop My section. So it won't just say link for brush. It will say Shop My, and the link for the brush is in there. I do have a code for that brush as well. So it's code Jocelyn. But okay, now when it comes to the eyes, we want to make sure I curl my lashes. And I think curling your lashes is important. You can actually curl your lashes first. So you can curl your lashes even before you do this. I like to do that. I didn't do it today, but I do like to do that because I swear it kind of lifts up that eyelid and it helps me get in better when I do that. So like, for example, if I would have lifted this up first and then went in to here, I just feel like it just kind of gives it a lift where it curled the lashes up instead of laying flat. And I think that really makes a difference. Okay. If you're watching from Instagram, you can comment the word brows. It will give you a link to my brow information. Again, in YouTube, if you just want to comment that you want those, or after this live is over, we'll have the links for absolutely everything. But if you comment the word brows, you're going to get a link for my brow gel. You are going to get a link for my brow pen, and you're going to get a link for 5 mascaras that I really like. So the more I've been teaching this through the years, which it has been 8 years, make sure you comment brows. The more I've been teaching this for the last 8 years, the more I realize mascaras are very individualized that people don't realize. So I could really like this one, and I can have a lot of friends that like this one, but this one could bleed on you. And then I can have another one I really like, and it can, or not even like as much as this one, and you like the other one better. Mascaras depend on your eye shape. It depends if you have hooded eyes. It depends on how oily your skin is. It depends on when you blink, if your skin touches your eye. It depends on everything like that. So when people say that they have one that's really good, there's a chance somebody else is going to agree. So I put 5 mascaras in the brows. When you say the word brows on Instagram, I put 5 comments or 5 different mascaras on that. I put Olive Tree People's, I put Saints, and these Olive Tree people, like, they've really focused with trying to be very cautious with what they put in this. I put Saints. It's a little bit thicker of one. This one is like a medium amount. This one is a thicker amount of mascara that goes onto the eye. So like when I put this on, it will, at my base, it will be a little bit thicker. And then I put Man Eater on it. And Man Eater is actually more of a natural looking one. I put Tower 28. Tower 28 stays on so good, and it is more natural, so they say. And then I put on Milk, and Milk has a really great spoolie, and it is more, I guess you could say, on the natural-ish side. And so I was very cautious with which ones I put in there for what I chose in the end. Okay, so that is the eyes. I'm just going to finish with the face. I haven't transferred all of my stuff into one palette, but this is all with Seint makeup. Everything just goes into one palette. If you want a custom color match, you just go to fitmissionmakeup.com and I'll show you all about Seint. When I color match you, you're going to see a ton of different names and everything on there. Don't be nervous. 3 of them are for your highlights because I don't match people to one foundation color. I will be so blunt with you right now. You don't have one color in your face more than likely. So when you're trying to force yourself into a foundation, it's not making sense because you are not one color. And so when I match people, I usually do these two, a darker and a lighter. And then I always have one for concealing, but I don't like concealer itself. It has a way higher tendency to get goopy under the eyes. It's too thick for mature eyes. I don't like concealers for the most part, So that's why there's 3. Okay, it's very rare that people have one. I don't have one color in my face. I'm way lighter here. I'm way lighter here. I'm darker here. I'm darker here. And I'm darker here from some damage. I'm lighter in the other areas of my face. So I'm going to take that darker color and go into my darker places. And I'm going to take this and others. That's why I like cream so much, is you can be so specific. But I'm first going to start out with a bronzer type color. In the list that I made for today on YouTube, I included the color called Stone for YouTube. I don't think I have Stone in the November 17th one, but it is a contour that is more warm. I personally like it better than Bella Bronzer because Bella pulls myself, like I pull too orange too easy. A lot of people have that issue as well. And if you have, I have a hair, and if you have you pull orange really easy, you won't like traditional bronzers. So I actually use a contour that is a warmer contour to act as that. Okay. And then then I go in with this color right here. This one is called Renaissance. Renaissance, you're going to take it and you're going to put it where your redness isn't on the cheek. So if you have rosacea, if you have any redness, put it on the backside and lift. Put it on the backside and lift. Okay. And then if you don't have that redness in the front, you can put whatever left on the brush in the front. You can put it on your nose. You can put a little on your forehead, whatever your heart desires. Now I'm going to take the darkest foundation color and I'm going to go to those darker areas. This is seriously so handy. This is called the blend brush. I use it because I can get right to the point. I can be very specific. And I am not putting things where I don't need it. And when you use a cream, especially the consistency of Seint, it is the best cream consistency I have ever used. And I have tried so many. Okay, now I'm going to go into the next one. This one for me was Athens. This one for me is Candlelit. Candlelit is just going to come right. I always start right here. Hi, Kelly. Thank you. I never start up under the eye, and you will never see me sweep under an eye. We have mature skin, and we need to, the more you move it, the more your wrinkles are actually going to show up more because you're taking it off. So always work in stipples under the eyes. I don't care what brush you use. I don't care what someone says. I don't care. Use Doing that under the eyes for mature skin helps it so much. It also helps the moisturizer, the cream, to do its job and not get separated from the skin, and it helps so much. Now I'm going to take my concealer color. I use it very minimally. I pop it on the outside of the eye and just like right in here. And then again, pop it on the outside of the eye where I kind of lift it up, and right barely on this, like right in here. Then I go back with that blush and just barely hit it to make sure everything is blended in. You'd love a custom palette. So comment the word yeehaw if you want a custom palette. And then like I said, I will match you to, I'll match you to 2 different contours, just so we're clear. I had somebody today that said that that's too confusing. The reason why is because some people like warmer contours and some people like cooler contours. And so I do them both. You can buy both and test it out. Each color is only $16. They're going to last. These suckers, I've had these forever. Like forever, ever, and ever, ever. So these are going to last you. Your main color that you use the most is going to last you 4 to 5 months minimally. The others are going to last you like 8 months. These are going to last you for the longest time. The price point on these, the ingredients list is insanely short. It's just right, clear cut, dry to the point. So I love it. And now we're just going to finish out with some lips, just making it easy. So I'm going to do a fun lip, and I'm actually going to put this on my cheeks too. All right. So in the one that I did for YouTube, that I linked it in the YouTube link, I linked to you this guy right here. Okay. I linked to you this guy right here and this guy right here. This is melon, this is strawberry, and this is Moro, however you say it. These 2 babies right here are so neutral. This is bright. Any bright color you do, sometimes you want to make it neutral, right? Do you only use a powder foundation? I did not use any powder. No powder foundation. That's a cream. That powder is not good for mature skin. Everything I do for the eyes is powder, and everything I do for the face, this is all cream. This is not a powder. See? When should we replace our makeup in the palette? It gives you a year. How long is too? If you're past a year, I just would, because it is going to change the consistency. You can also melt them down. Oh, one thing that I did not put in the list, Tiara, for the YouTube one was toasted or plum. Those are great ones to do. So we're going to put this on the lips. I'm going to focus. All right, where's my mature skin, babes? We're not going to focus on the lip itself right in here. Okay, that's going to make your lips look smaller. We're going to focus on the lip below that. And so that's giving it the pout. Okay, and then on the top of the lip, we are going to be focusing on the top, very top. Instagram says, why is it not in front of you? Because I'm on a YouTube live and you are just here for the ride. Figured I would make it simpler, but I am on YouTube front and center. So if you didn't know I was on YouTube, now is the time to go and follow. You can look me up, just Jocelyn McClellan or Fit Mission Makeup, and you will find me. Okay, so I just have, this is toasted, and you can also use plum. And you want to, that's making the lips look bigger. I get asked all the time that people accuse me of getting filler in my lips, and I most definitely have not. They accuse me of getting filler in my lips, but I did my lips way different back then. I have 0 filler at all. Before I focus, like I told you, we tend to put it just on the lip instead of under. And right in here, we kind of go under that point that we could go to. And so what I tell people is turn your liner or whatever this way and get just right on that top. I'm not expanding it over the lip, but I'm right there at the top of that lip. Okay. And then you can bring it in down And then this is gonna act as a stain on the lips. And then we're gonna go right into, you can also line with a brown. I love lining with browns because it gives it a really natural lip when it fades, and then I like always fuse it out. But I love doing that. All right, now we're gonna go in with Melon. So this color right here, it is amazing. This is like the color I always used to talk about called Tiger Lily, and Seint got rid of Tiger Lily. So I absolutely love Melon. So this is a brand new product. This is called the Lip Gelato. You can pump it up a little bit, but you can never take it back down. So you can turn it, but you can't take it back down. We're gonna do with a darker color with these lip gelatos. We're gonna do this. Pop, 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 and blend. Okay. With the neutral ones that I already showed you, we're going to apply those ones a little bit differently. With the neutral ones that I showed you, so I'm going to go with the color called Strawberry today. Strawberry obviously is more pink, and then Kokomoro is more nude. But with these more natural two, we're going to go like this. It's so buttery. This is so good. All right. And that is our lip. Okay, so now we have all that done. Does anybody have any questions that you want to ask before I end this? While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to show you my trick. So right now, I go like this to my scalp. This is day 2 hair. But I always want to make sure I'm kind of waking up the scalp. But I've also noticed that this is helping kind of remove the look of the oils. It's really weird. I started doing this myself. I didn't learn this from anybody. And then I was like, wait a minute. I had it on like day 3 hair. My hair had looked so oily. And I started doing this and I was like, whoa, it makes it not look. And then it also increases all this volume. It's so cool. So I just do that. And then I brush out whatever doesn't make sense. And then I have hair for the day that I like. So I'm going to put on, do you ever miss my short bob? Well, so the reason why I don't have a short bob right now is just to be able to educate y'all better. It definitely takes shorter time to do. So I love that about it. But I'm in the land of experimenting right now for you all. And so I can teach you and educate you a little bit differently. In the wintertime, I do like my hair longer because then with my cowboy hats, I like it better. But that is what I do. So here is the final look of everything. Now, if you're watching me on YouTube, you can also comment the words too. You can comment browse for more information on both sites. So browse is going to give you the link to my brow gel. It's going to give you the link to my brow pen. And it's going to give you the link to 5 different mascaras that can help you. So this is the brow pen. It has 3 little guys right there. It allows me to have more of a microbladed look. Okay, and so I do hair-like strokes. Now, I want a microbladed look. If you're following somebody that has more that they use color on their brows for like their brow gel, then you and I are going for different goals. That's one thing that you need to be paying close attention to when you're asking people for their links is like how they do it. So you can comment the word browse if you want that information. You can comment the word 411 if you're wanting information on any other products that I use that was not Seint related. That's going to give you all different things, even a powder. So the powder that you don't see me use powder a lot, but even when it comes down to that, if I recall correctly, when it was short, you were shaving the back. That all just depended on the cut. And that's why I document all of my cuts so much. I only shaved the back a couple times. Now, if you saw me from years ago, the back was shaved all the time. But if you saw me just recently, it was only shaved 2 times by Chris. So it all just depended on the cut and how short we were going and what our goal was. All right, so powder, you will never see me powder my whole entire face if I do use powder. You will see me powder in key places. I think when you powder under your eyes as mature women, we are losing the glow, and the glow is what actually helps camouflage the wrinkles. So that really is going to make a difference. So this is linked in the 411, so you can comment 411 for that. If you are on YouTube, you can look in the description and it's going to have all the colors that we use today. If you are on Instagram, you can comment the word Nove17 and it will give you all of these colors that we use today. We rocked a super easy, simple, basic eye. This is an eyeshadow look for beginners that I wanted to do for you. We've got Kin, we've got Crush, and we've got Chai on the eye. Then, of course, I used my eyeshadows for liner. The eyeshadows that I used was Salem and Cocoa. And then my mascaras, I used the Olive Rose. It's a brand new mascara. It is so good. You can actually see and feel. It's more, I want to say wet, but it doesn't feel wet on your eyes. It definitely has more of that hydrating effect that is like a skincare type thing within the product with it. I think it's worth experimenting for sure. So Nove17 over on Instagram. And then if you comment the word yeehaw for everybody, you can get a custom color match from me where I tell you what colors are best from your face. I've been doing this for 8 years. Over 30,000 women have been color matched by me, and I absolutely love it. I do think for cream makeup, we definitely need to apply things a little differently than you would a liquid. No sweeping all over the face, being very specific. But that is it. I hope you have a great, great Thursday. If you need me, you can email me, fitmissionmakeup@gmail.com. We'll end this one right here on YouTube, and I will talk to you soon.